20 surprising psychology and biology facts. About the male organ is one of the most discussed parts of the human body. In science, culture, and conversation, yet it remains surrounded by myths and misconceptions. Here are 20 science-backed and psychology-inspired facts that may completely change the way you understand this fascinating part of male anatomy. It's not made of muscle. Even though it may seem muscular, it's actually composed of soft, spongy tissues that fill with blood during arousal. No muscle fibers involved. It can experience injury. There are no bones. But a fracture can still happen if the erect organ bends suddenly or with force, damaging internal tissue. Size naturally varies. The global average length during erection is around 5 to 5.5 inches, and healthy variation is perfectly normal. 4. Erections are controlled by the nervous system. While blood flow is essential, it's the brain and spinal cord that truly control the process through complex neurological signals. Nighttime erections are a normal function, known as nocturnal penile tumescence. They're a healthy sign of proper nerve and blood vessel activity. The brain is the main driver of arousal. Psychological stimulation often starts the process long before any physical touch. 7. Stress can interrupt function, performance. Anxiety and mental tension can reduce arousal or make maintaining an erection more difficult. Reflex erections can happen subconsciously. The body sometimes reacts automatically during sleep, friction, or other non-sexual triggers. It changes with age. Just like any organ, it may experience reduced sensitivity or slower arousal as years pass. Smoking affects size and strength. Nicotine restricts blood flow, which over time can reduce firmness and even slightly shorten overall size. A natural curve is common. Most men have some curvature. It's only a concern if the bend causes pain or interferes with function. Its skin is extremely thin and sensitive. That's why it reacts so easily to temperature, pressure, or texture. There are two main types, growers and showers. Some expand a lot when erect, while others remain about the same size. Both are completely normal. Can't emotions directly affect it? Feelings such as fear, guilt, or excitement can alter its response within seconds, proving the deep mind-body link. Thin diet plays a role in health foods that support heart and blood vessel health also. Support sexual function and performance. 6. The typical erection angle ranges from 100 degrees to 135 degrees. Again, there's no universal right angle. Natural differences are part of human diversity. Set the morning. Erections aren't always about desire. They often occur during the REM phase of sleep and reflect healthy physiological function. Masturbation doesn't reduce fertility. Sperm production is continuous, meaning the body constantly renews its supply. It heals surprisingly fast because of its strong blood circulation. Minor skin injuries tend to recover more quickly than on many other body parts. Key. Confidence plays a major role. Self-image and psychological comfort often determine satisfaction far more than physical. Characteristics. Conclusion. The male organ isn't just about biology. It's a reflection of the body's connection with the mind. Understanding the facts behind its structure, function, and psychology can replace myths with confidence and knowledge, leading to better health and self-awareness. Part 2. The psychology and emotional science behind the male organ. While biology explains how the male organ functions, psychology helps us understand why it behaves the way it does, and how emotions, confidence, and mindset play a huge role in performance and satisfaction. Let's explore some deeper psychological insights that reveal how the mind and body are connected. The brain controls desire more than the body does. Many assume arousal starts in the body, but it actually begins in the mind. Thoughts, fantasies, emotions, and even confidence trigger the brain's arousal centers long before any physical reaction occurs. Self-image affects performance. Men who feel confident and comfortable with their bodies often experience stronger, healthier function. Negative self-perception, comparison, or shame can reduce arousal by increasing anxiety and self-consciousness. Anxiety can block physical response. Performance anxiety is one of the most common psychological barriers. When the mind is tense or fearful, it releases cortisol, a stress hormone that can restrict blood flow and interfere with the body's natural arousal process. Emotional connection enhances performance. Studies show that emotional closeness and trust with a partner can improve physical response. When men feel safe, valued, and connected, the brain releases oxytocin and dopamine, both linked to pleasure and satisfaction. Porn and unrealistic expectations can alter perception. Constant exposure to exaggerated media can distort understanding of size, performance, and normal behavior. This creates psychological pressure, making real experiences feel less than perfect, which often lowers confidence. Relationship quality impacts physical health. Strong, supportive relationships reduce stress and improve hormone balance, which directly benefits sexual function. Emotional stress from conflict or mistrust, however, can have the opposite effect. The placebo effect can improve confidence. Interestingly, belief plays a real biological role. Men who believe they're healthy and capable often perform better because the brain interprets confidence as safety, triggering a positive physical response. Touch and trust build psychological safety. Non-sexual touch, like hugs, gentle affection, and emotional support, activate oxytocin, which strengthens trust and reduces anxiety, both crucial for consistent function and emotional satisfaction. The fight-or-flight system works against intimacy. When the body feels threatened or stressed, it diverts blood flow away from the reproductive system to prepare for survival. That's why relaxation, breathing, and emotional calm are key to performance. 10. Mindfulness improves connection. Psychologists recommend mindfulness-based practices, focusing on the moment rather than performance, to improve satisfaction and reduce anxiety. Being mentally present strengthens both confidence and emotional closeness. Conclusion: the male organ may be a biological structure, but its performance is deeply tied to the mind. Confidence, relaxation, and emotional connection are just as important as physical health. When men understand the psychological side of their bodies, they unlock better control, deeper satisfaction, and stronger emotional bonds. Part 3. The science of hormones, brain chemistry, and male psychology behind every physical reaction in the male body is a complex network of hormones and brain chemicals. These biological messengers don't just control function. They influence emotions, mood, and even self-perception. Let's explore how these systems work together to shape male psychology and performance. Testosterone, the confidence hormone. Testosterone plays a leading role in male biology. It supports libido, muscle strength, and mood. But psychology plays a part too. Confidence, motivation, and emotional health can naturally boost testosterone, while chronic stress and insecurity can lower it. Dopamine, the pleasure and motivation chemical. When the brain anticipates reward or pleasure, it releases dopamine. This neurotransmitter fuels attraction, excitement, and satisfaction. However, too much stimulation from external sources, like excessive digital content, can desensitize the brain and reduce natural arousal. Oxytocin. The bonding and trust hormone, oxytocin, is often called the love hormone. It's released during moments of closeness, affection, or touch, building emotional trust and reducing anxiety. For men, higher oxytocin levels are linked to stronger emotional connections and deeper intimacy. Serotonin, the balance chemical. Serotonin helps stabilize mood and emotional regulation. Low serotonin can lead to irritability or lack of focus, indirectly affecting desire and emotional energy. A balanced lifestyle, good sleep, diet, and mental health keeps serotonin levels healthy. Cortisol, the stress disruptor. When stress levels rise, cortisol increases, which narrows blood vessels and reduces testosterone. High cortisol can cause fatigue, irritability, and difficulty maintaining physical function. Managing stress is therefore key to overall sexual health. Endorphins, the natural relaxers. Endorphins are feel-good chemicals released during pleasure, laughter, and physical activity. They create calm, reduce pain, and help the body feel comfortable, improving both confidence and satisfaction. The brain-body connection is constant. Every emotion, whether fear, joy, or desire, sends signals through the nervous system that directly affect the reproductive organs. The more balanced the mind, the more responsive the body becomes. Sleep impacts hormones more than most realize. Deep sleep is when the body produces most of its testosterone and dopamine. Lack of rest can disrupt this balance, leading to reduced energy, mood swings, and lower performance. Exercise boosts both hormones and confidence. Physical activity improves blood flow, increases dopamine, and enhances testosterone levels. But beyond biology, it also boosts mental clarity and self-image, both critical to confidence. Diet fuels hormonal health. Nutrients like zinc, magnesium, omega-3 fats, and vitamin D support healthy testosterone and dopamine levels. A poor diet, on the other hand, can trigger fatigue, stress, and hormonal imbalance.